welcome to the Good Game Game of the Year edition. I'm Hex.
And I'm Barjo, and Hex 43 weeks later, and we find ourselves in the den of gaming for the last time for 2010.
We'll be taking a shortish break over the silly season and trying to reduce our piles of shame, which is no easy task, because there's been so many awesome games released this year.
Absolutely, and what better way to sort the wheat from the chaff than to pit them against each other in an ultimate cage fight and hand out some Good Game Award.
Indeed, we've been running forums and gathering your votes and nominations in a variety of categories.
Yeah, so we'll be announcing those winners throughout the episode, as well as looking back at some of our favourite games and moments from the year. But Hex, I think we should start with an award. How about the ones for the devs who put the most graphics in their game?
Oh, yeah, more graphics in the game.
Most graphics they could
More graphics
put in. And the nominees for Best Graphics are Red Dead Redemption, Mass Effect 2, Heavy Rain, Limbo, and the winner is... Let's not do that sound again. Red Dead Redemption!
There are many things that make Red Dead Redemption such an incredible looking game. The sunsets, horses, character models and animations are all amazing. But something that just made it stand out from almost everything else, the incredible sense of scale.
Everything feels like it's the right size and in the right place. The look really evokes that feeling of the Western, looking out over in the horizon, knowing that to get there, all you have to do is jump on your horse and start riding.
The character models are superb, but the way that they're animated truly brings them to life. The way muscles bunch and slide under a horse's skin is amazing, and Marston's swagger with his arms slightly splayed, but always within quick draw distance from his six-shooters. It really encapsulates his character.
Yeah, it's also one of the best examples of how good the Euphoria engine can look. Knocking someone off their horse or trampling them with yours is always fun. When people are shot, they act as if they've been hit, and it makes the gunfights much more immersive and the spectre of death that much more confronting.
Everything comes together to make Red Dead Redemption one of the most breathtaking games we've seen in a long time.
What now?
It looks equally great when populated with zombies.
Congratulations to the art team behind RDR.
Well, ain't that a damn shame? I was starting to enjoy myself.
Good game.
It's fitting to reach this point, our last episode for 2010, and take a moment to reflect. And Hex, I have an inner glow, an inside glow inside me. It's been a good year.
Yeah, I think so too.
We should talk about, I think, the best moments from the year. And the first big surprise for me was Just Cause 2, which was a much better game than I was expecting. Riding a jumbo jet like a surfboard in this gorgeous environment more than made up for the lack of variety in enemies. And it's a game about freedom, about letting you have fun and doing what you want. And Hex, I did an awful lot of that.
That's gotta hurt the big man's ego.
Yeah, I wanted every game after that to have a grapple in it. And this game also had really great shotguns, potentially the best ever, I think.
I spent about 35 hours in Black Ops multiplayer after we reviewed it, and I had a really good time, but I came to realize that Black Ops is a very solo multiplayer experience, if that makes sense. And when I look back on the year, I think I had much more fun online with Battlefield Bad Company 2, because it's a game about teamwork, and working with a team is just more fun.
Barjo, can I have some ammo?
Why, certainly, sir. Oh, hello, ATV. Blah, 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 blah.
Boom! Yep, I can see him. About to hit him.
Bail, 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 bail.
I need a medic! Drive, yeah, go! Don't kill me, alright?
Alright, one life. Oh, another one. Oh, they're everywhere. Oh, oh, missed him.
Snipers on the ridge, snipers on the ridge, the snipers on the ridge.
I can't handle this.
Can I? Oh, I'm coming back.
I see ya.
Oh, yeah. Oh, in the face.
Get ready for some helicopter action.
It had a horribly buggy PC launch though, didn't it? But now it all runs smooth as butter, and the devs have kept things fresh with maps rejigged for different modes and a new server queuing system and a chat menu that actually works, if a bit cluttery. It really is a game about teamwork on many scales, rewarding the right classes with the right amount of XP, so you found heaps of people that really enjoyed being medics for once.
Oh, you're dead.
Tight little teams working to achieve objectives in a slow-paced but action-packed environment, and the destruction barge. Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
I need some ammo! And there really is nothing like using an ATV as an anti-tank weapon. We spent so long with the Good Game editors playing this online and unlocking every single badge, and really nothing has come as close for me, Hex, to being as engaging online for building camaraderie. You know, the next day at work, we'd all walk past each other in the corridors and look into each other's eyes and know that we'd been in hell the night before and we'd all made it through together.
Well, we all know how much fun you had with Battlefield Bad Company 2, but what about single-player games?
Yippee-yay! I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle, jingle, jangle, as I go riding merrily along.
Oh, I really enjoyed Fallout New Vegas, but it's kind of a love-hate relationship for me. I went back after we did the review and just to explore the areas I hadn't been to, which was quite a lot.
Oh, Lily Bell, oh, Lily Bell, though I may have done some fooling, this is why I never fell.
Even now, though, the 360 version, even after the patch, is still crashing on the hour for me, and quests are bugging out in a way that they just can't be completed. And you know, I'm still rating it as my personal favorite and most compelling single-player game of the year, purely because it's everything I want an RPG to be. When it works. My other highlights, if I may. Our visit to Treyarch, and it was great to see how a big studio like that works behind the scenes.
Dan here is working on a top secret situation, so we're not gonna tell you exactly what he's working on.
Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, which turned out to be even better online than offline.
EMP activated, acquiring target lock.
Also, the co-op in Splinter Cell Conviction was excellent fun. And then the Civ 5 and NBA Jam in HD looks great.
Come on!
Such a great year, Hex.
Oh, and we can't forget pressing X to Jason. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Jason!
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 And meeting Richard Garriott, the granddaddy of MMOs, was an ultimate highlight, and we'll bring you that story next year.
We'd like to single out the person who killed Lord British and exact our revenge upon them. But since we can't figure it out, and we're only 5 minutes away from the shutdown of servers, let's just kill everybody.
What about you?
I thought you'd never ask.
Let's do it later.
Good game.
With all the originality of the playable characters, I don't want to finish the game by f***ing a giant ball.
Yeah, that sphere was a pain to f***, and I felt a bit stupid f***ing it. Now, for the category in which the winner is the loser. And the loser is the winner, the worst game of the year.
The nominations are Kung Fu Rider,
Ugh.
Tony Hawk Ride, Naughty Bear, Doctor Who Return to Earth, and Final Fantasy XIV.
What?
And the winner is Naughty Bear.
The forum voted, and we agree. Naughty Bear is a disaster from start to finish. The concept of a homicidal teddy bear is cute, but the plot about a murderous rampage triggered by a social gaffe involving a homemade birthday present is just stupid.
What initially promises to be an amusing riff on GTA-style violence soon degenerates into stale repetition, as every level sees you doing exactly the same thing, namely smashing stuff, hunting down and killing other teddies, smashing more stuff, setting traps, smashing stuff, and killing teddies. All of this is commentated by one of the worst voiceovers in memory.
That's
naughty!
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 Yeah, Yes, we get that the game is meant to be a parody of a children's show, but that constant condescension really alienates the player.
Yeah, and all that teddy bear murder could be superficially fun if you didn't have to constantly fight against a randomly spinning camera. Combine that with sluggish controls and you have the perfect formula for a controller-smashing rage. A bad game is just bad, but Naughty Bear was also badly made. The code was so unstable and buggy that it crashed all the time. A single crash can be put down to bad luck, but multiple crashes usually point to some other problem.
The actual cause of the crashes was probably something to do with unoptimized code, but we like to think that our consoles just knew how awful Naughty Bear really was and so actively tried to stop us from being subjected to the horror of having to play it.
Unfortunately for all of us, the nightmare isn't entirely over.
What?
Yeah. Despite poor sales and near universal critical condemnation, a sequel, Naughty Bear 2, has been announced. Yeah, that's naughty.
You failed!
Good game.
Every year, millions of games are played around the world, but few of us take the time to consider the impact our gaming has on the most innocent and helpless among us. Recent statistics indicate trillions of virtual animals are cruelly abused and slaughtered every single minute. This year, we'd like to draw attention to their plight. Please be advised, the following footage may cause viewers some distress.
This is a messy one.
Yeah, pig, pig, pig.
So please, gamers, take some time to reflect on all the animals that have given their lives for your entertainment. And remember, a Connectimal isn't just for Christmas, it's for life.
The downloadable and indie games space has become more and more exciting over the last few years, and 2010 had some real standouts. The nominees for the best downloadable game for 2010 are Super Meat Boy, Limbo, Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare, and Minecraft. And the winner is... Give it a drum roll.
Oh, yeah.
mind, that's rubbish. Minecraft!
It's not like there was really any other choice. There were some absolutely brilliant downloadable games this year, but nothing captured our imaginations or the imaginations of gamers worldwide quite like Minecraft, a game that forces players to make their own fun.
Minecraft is really the ultimate sandbox game. It has no plot and no goal beyond do stuff and make things, but that's exactly what makes the game so great. It doesn't limit you on what you can do and what you can make. As long as you have an idea, the time, and maybe a few friends to help with the large-scale building, anything is really possible.
All you need to do is take a look at any of the thousands of videos on YouTube to see the staggering potential of building tools in Minecraft. You can find working CPUs, a scale model of the Enterprise, the Earth, a cubist representation of Bioshock's Rapture, a sheep cannon, a near-infinite railroad, a massive roller coaster, a water slide, and a hell of a lot more.
Giving players tools to play with and then letting them run riot is definitely a recipe for funs. It's also a recipe for hilarity. Placing a torch in the wrong spot and you can burn down your incredibly intricate house. Hell, one of the Good Game team that is seriously obsessed with this game is working on making what he refers to as an automatic zombie grinder, a machine that should spawn zombies and then grind them into parts, allowing him to simply stand beneath and pick up the loot.
This is a game that just goes to prove that you don't need pretty graphics to enthrall players. You don't even need the game to be finished. Minecraft is currently only in alpha and it's already unbelievably huge and polished. We can barely imagine what it will be like when it's actually done.
Good game.
2010, the year that was. In the world of video games, it was a year of incredible growth and change, of death and rebirth, of good and evil. The year kicked off on a dark note when in January an American woman murdered her baby son for interrupting a game of Farmville. The popular Facebook game has become synonymous with the rise of casual gaming and the fabulous success of the free-to-play business model. Miss Alexandra Tobias will have plenty of time to consider the ramifications of her addiction to Farmville. She'll be spending a minimum of 25 years behind bars. But gaming has also been a force for good. In July, a family car tipped off the road in country Victoria, and a 7-year-old boy used his Nintendo DS to save his mother's life. Though upside down and wreathed in darkness, young Christopher Miskowicz had the wherewithal to use the light from his handheld gaming system to hunt for the seatbelt latches, allowing him to free his younger brother and his mum.
He's just a hero, smart, I love you.
Chris later won the Ambulance Victoria Community Hero Award for his incredible bravery. March was the month of the South Australian elections, and the year that a political party founded for gamers by gamers challenged the South Australian Attorney General for his seat in the lower house. With a name that referenced the heavily censored Left 4 Dead 2, Gamers for Croydon put forward their own candidate to challenge Michael Atkinson for the seat of Croydon.
I'm the Gamers for Croydon candidate in the seat of Croydon, and I'm going up against Michael Atkinson in the South Australian election.
In his role as the state's Attorney General, Atkinson had taken a strident pro-censorship, anti-gaming stance and had prevented the introduction of an R18+ rating for games.
The outlaw motorcycle gangs haven't been hanging around my doorstep at 2 a.m. A gamer has.
Atkinson kept his seat, and Gamers for Croydon only stole a few percentage points from him. Yet the controversial figure chose that moment to step down from his role as the state's top lawmaker. While Atkinson's days of anti-gaming obstructionism are behind him, Australia remains the only first world nation without an adults-only category. A consultation process was conducted this year with 98% of the 70,000 plus public submissions in favour of R18+ rated games. Yet the Standing Committee of Attorneys General have so far ignored this response. 2010 was a year of many sackings and redundancies. Infinity Ward studio founders Jason West and Vince Zampella became folk heroes overnight when Activision fired them for alleged insubordination. Activision went public with a huge laundry list of complaints against the creators of the Call of Duty franchise, but it's telling that West and Zampella were let go just before they were due to be paid massive performance bonuses for Modern Warfare 2. Together with dozens of other disgruntled former Infinity Ward employees, the pair are now suing for their fair share of the takings from one of the most profitable video games in history. West and Zampella have also formed a new studio with the help of Activision's arch-rival Electronic Arts. The new outfit is called, wait for it, Respawn Entertainment. Speaking of disgruntled employees, 2010 was also a year of unhappy spouses. A collective of the wives of staff at Rockstar San Diego published an open letter seeking compensation for health, mental, financial, and damages. The Rockstar spouses slammed the poor working conditions of their husbands, 12-hour days, 6-day weeks, and a management climate that turned workers into machines and robbed them of their humanity.
Hell walks the earth and you turn up. Could my week get any worse?
The answers you seek lie within. Study it well.
12 years in the making, StarCraft 2 finally made its way to retail in July this year, or at least a third of the game did. Whether to maximize profits or to maximize the end-user experience, the sequel to the biggest RTS of all time was split into 3 chunks, and only the Terran campaign reached escape velocity this year. Those hoping to play through the Zerg and Protoss campaigns will have to wait a while yet. But the real controversy for Blizzard broke when the Elite developer tried to make the Real ID system compulsory in its web forums. This would have forced gamers to use their real-life names instead of made-up aliases when discussing games such as World of Warcraft and StarCraft Ghost Online. After a massive public outcry, Blizzard reluctantly conceded that the system would be a bonanza for stalkers, putting underage and female gamers at a heightened risk of unwanted attention.
I knew you'd find your way here. Eventually.
Real ID was dropped. The internet doesn't just allow gamers to interact, it also allows them to shop. 2010 was definitely the year of DLC. In the United States, sales of downloadable games overtook retail sales for the first time ever. It was also the year of Facebook gaming, with the net worth of Farmville publisher Zynga eclipsing that of the old-school juggernaut Electronic Arts. The number of World of Warcraft subscribers hit 12 million, and there are now over 30 million registered users on Steam, Valve's digital download store for PC and Mac. But perhaps more significantly, 2010 was the year that gaming went viral. Freed from the shackles of bricks and mortar shops and nourished by the dynamic lifter of social networking, games could finally attract a market directly proportional to their infectious appeal. A case in point, Minecraft. This open-world game of exploration and architecture was created by just one man, an eccentric Swede by the name of Marcus Persson, or Notch to his friends. Yet Minecraft raked in so much money so quickly that Notch got into trouble with PayPal when he earned over $800,000 in just 1 week. Contrast that fabulous success with All Points Bulletin, the failed MMO from Real-Time Worlds. Masterminded by David Jones, the original creator of Grand Theft Auto, this online cops and robbers sim took 5 years and $100 million to create. Yet APB went offline less than 2 months after launch. Few chose to subscribe to the buggy, laggy mess. When it comes to ghosts of the 20th century, nothing can top Duke Nukem Forever. First announced in 1997, the long-delayed FPS was beyond a joke when its developer shut down production last year. Entrepreneur George Broussard burned through $30 million of his personal fortune, but no matter how many graphics engine overhauls they went through, he was never satisfied. In 2009, it looked like the irreverent franchise was gone for good. But the Duke lives. A tiny core team of ex-3D Realms devs kept the dream alive, working on the prodigal FPS in their homes, hoping for a savior. That savior was Texas developer Gearbox, and the release date is no longer when it's done, now it's 2011. Alas, the end of the decade was also the end of an era, with the implosion of Chrome Studios. Once one of the largest independent developers in the world, the Brisbane-based company was also a white knight of the local scene. In recent years, Chrome bought out the troubled studio Melbourne House, and created a branch office in Adelaide to employ refugees from Ratbag. But large staff overheads, a sparse development pipeline, and a string of poorly received games created a perfect storm, and Chrome was forced to lay off most of its staff. A tiny core remains, with contractors drawn from the ranks of the redundant to work on the company's remaining projects.
Hold the ton got none in stock. You put in order and I get one in 2, maybe 3 weeks, okay?
This disaster was tragic, but not inevitable, for in 2010, other Aussie devs fared better. Also based in Queensland, Halfbrick rode the DLC wave with hit games like Fruit Ninja, the world-beating iPhone app that has now sold over 2 million copies. Likewise, Fireman in Melbourne has had tremendous success with Flight Control. Even successful franchises are not immortal. 2010 saw the launch of Halo Reach, the last Halo game from series creator Bungie. The elite Seattle developer has now signed a mammoth 10-year deal with Activision, a mystery project that is yet to coalesce. So what's in store for the next decade of gaming? Like the ancient god Janus, tomorrow has two faces. The old is becoming new again, as retro hits like Yar's Revenge, Boulder Dash, and Star Raiders rise from their graves. Winning franchises are reused and rebooted, and the game hardware of today lingers on store shelves. But in the new year, an explosion of innovation awaits. Unveiled with much fanfare, Nintendo's 3DS is due to arrive in March, and a new generation of online games heralds a free-to-play revolution. But we shan't forget 2010, the year that we became obsessed with telling every online friend of our achievements, and the year that cloud computing kept our save files safe.
Good game.
Make it so.
Stop saying make it so. Commander, why are we even parking here?
Because... Shut up.
You shut up.
Shut up.
Noob detected. Charging my laser.
It's definitely lag there, isn't there?
It's so unresponsive.
If Naughty Bear has taught me anything, it's that destroying random objects in a fire is apparently hilarious.
I can see how ghosting would be excellent for getting out of boring conversations.
Roger, come here. Look at this cat, it's fully standing up and thinks it's people. Oh, look at him go. What is he looking at? Hey, look at this one. Look at this one already, look. Barjo, it's time.
No, not now.
Oh, no, I believe we had an agreement.
Stupid webhole.
You know, after the second, I think it's the second or third sniper level, there's that massive thing on the train where it's kind of,
It's kind of a giant kind of praying mantis thing. It's really hectic in here.
Mana drain, new face.
The smell of the shag.
Good work, Mr. Spuddy. Psycho Crusher!
Barjo, did you do this on purpose to add drama to the review?
I don't know what you're talking about, Hex.
Milo is he's safe and sound, but right now it's not a game that we're planning to bring to market.
Previously on.
Yeah, it's kind of like what Alone in the Dark did, only 10 times better. Excuse me, sir. Can you tell me where Frank sits?
Human. First you must enter the labyrinth and locate the inner sanctum.
Can't you just tell me? All right.
Clap on. Nice.
Thanks very much.
Hey. What?
Computer?
I heard him.
What a bitch.
Barjo, Hex, how dare you disturb me? Can't you see I'm firing my laser? Firing my laser! Firing my laser!
What's going on? Get back to work! Back to work! Back to work! Bad dental hygiene.
It's got tanned.
An even cheesier version of the strategy is just to go and build a bunch of turrets right outside their base, which will quickly demolish them in seconds.
Don't panic if you didn't play the original. Neither did I.
Neither did I.
I did.
You stay out of it, Barjo. It's my one episode. I mean,
that bit there.
Good game.
That's the one who the archdemon. Hold! Bloody hold!
Okay, now it's time to choose which game had the best sound for the year. Hex, the nominees, if you please.
Well, the finalists based on popular vote are Red Dead Redemption, Battlefield Bad Company 2, Halo Reach, and Heavy Rain.
Brown pants.
And the winner is... Maybe you should do the...
All right.
Drum. This is like you're having a tantrum. Halo Reach by a landslide.
Well, it's no surprise really, and we agree, the Halo games have always been known for their heart-pumping and epic soundtracks, and for Bungie's last Halo game, series composer Martin O'Donnell pulled out all the stops. As soon as players put in the game, they were treated to the haunting beat of tribal drums and ominous strings as we caught our first glimpse of the doomed planet Reach. Fangasms were triggered worldwide.
With the familiar Halo theme nowhere to be found, the music set a different mood than previous games. With equal parts triumph and tragedy, it served as the perfect companion to the story's inevitable conclusion.
And with equally impressive sound effects.
Move down to the lower level.
From the whiz of burning plasma rushing past your head, to the crackle of crystal needles stuck on your armor, or the distant rumbles of battles, players were treated to an oral assault of sci-fi warfare. All of which made it the clear winner for this year's best sound.
Good game.
It's a pretty mad reflection you got going on there. Why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, it's all right. Looking back over the year, I think for me there were a lot of smaller games that really surprised me. Top-down games like Torchlight and Alien Swarm. Torchlight was that Diablo-like RPG that saw us descending into the caverns beneath a mining town and collecting loot. You know, I burned through dungeon after dungeon because it was just so addictive.
And sending your pet back home to sell your gear for you was pretty cool too.
Your pet has departed.
Yeah, it's something I'd like to see more games introduce. It was really handy. And then Alien Swarm, it was created by some of the team from Left 4 Dead 2. It boasted that same awesome 4-player co-op that allowed me to shoot flame and electrocute waves and waves of aliens in a team made up of various classes, and I enjoyed playing all of them. I remember just being overwhelmed with panic when I got separated from the herd and then was smothered in aliens in seconds, followed by an epic, inevitable death. I really wasn't expecting much from Alien Swarm, but I just kept going back to it long after we finished reviewing it, Barjo, and it was free to boot. Another little game that I think really surprised all of us was Limbo.
Yes, Limbo was beautifully haunting, wasn't it? Every failed attempt at a puzzle saw the poor little child endure such a brutal death. But because he was a child, it really made you work harder to try and get him through unscathed.
Yeah, and it was that beautiful eerie silence with just the sound of rushing wind that sent shivers down your spine. But best of all, the puzzles increased to the perfect level of difficulty, I thought. Challenging in all the right ways. It was a unique game and a real standout. And these games may have been small, but they had a huge impact on me, I think.
But surely, Hex, there must have been bigger games that tickled your fancy.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think I can go past the truly awesome experience we had when we saddled up for the Red Dead Redemption review.
Dude, I loved punching a horse.
I know you did.
And your horse.
Yeah.
A lot.
Too much. I really dug the GTA series badge, but this was just a whole new level of awesome for me, and not just because I like shooting things from horseback. This was one of the most addictive and beautiful open world games I've ever experienced, and for a desert landscape that seemed to change very little, I was surprised how I never tired of it. I just felt truly entrenched in the genre, and it was exciting to play out John Marston's story.
Mexico loves you.
She has a funny way of showing it.
Why don't you see if you can help him in his study of the native problem in this county? That's a good fellow.
Yeah, such a brilliant campaign. You can never just stick to the main story in Red Dead. You know, you'd be off chasing some random coyote only to discover some NPC that needs some random help or a favor that needs doing. Not to mention, I don't think there's been a single game this year that has brought the whole GG team together online just to punch each other's horses.
I know. This is the first time I'd played online with our series producer, Sid, too, and the first time I run into her in-game, she punches me in the face. Thanks.
Nice one.
Welcome to Good Game, Hex. Bad, you work for me now. Then I had a great run of highly anticipated games towards the end of the year. Not all of them quite lived up to expectations, but there were some wonderful moments in all of them, and I have fond memories nonetheless. In Fable 3, having to make the choice between killing my boyfriend or a group of villagers, or getting crowned Queen of Albion and then embarking on my many marriages were all wonderfully memorable moments. Climbing the Colosseum in Brotherhood and all of those brilliant horseback shenanigans, and the lush world of Enslaved with its epic mech battles and the gorgeous character animation between Trip and Monkey Barjo. I think I could go on forever, and I think I will if you don't stop me.
Stop! Stop it. We better get to announcing another game award then, I think. Hex?
Oh, but I didn't talk about the...
Stop! Oh, buttons. The Big Claim Lame Game category is where we pit a game developer's talk against their walk.
And the Big Claim Lame Game is... Muscle March.
Oh, Muscle March. You promise so much: a diverse multiplayer experience, a rich and compelling single-player story.
I don't know what to say right now. I'm feeling a bit sick about this. No. I'm so sorry about this. Oh my God, I don't know what to say. This is a complete accident. I'm so sorry. Muscle March, I'm so sorry. It was fed to me wrong.
It's all right. It's okay.
This is insane.
No, dude. You know what? It's fine. Just...
How could this happen? This is ridiculous.
It's fine. It's an honest mistake. It's fine. It's fine.
It was meant to be the Force Unleashed.
Woo!
Abandoned ship! Abandoned ship!
This year, LucasArts have taken the cake with their galactic disappointment, The Force Unleashed 2.
That's right, Hex. After seeing the really cool teaser trailer at E3 earlier this year, I had high hopes for the return of lightning-launching, saber-tossing protagonist Starkiller. In hindsight, he probably would have been better off just staying dead.
Harsh but true. Leading up to the release of The Force Unleashed 2, the community was driven into a rancoresque frenzy in anticipation. The prophesized upgrades and improvements to the angsty hero's arsenal of powers turned out to be nothing more than a few tweaks, and it really left me wanting for something more. None of the new elements really had anything to offer in regards to overall gameplay.
Yeah, for example, the introduction of a second lightsaber had no impact on the combat mechanics and was really nothing more than a fashion accessory.
Aside from some enhancements to the textures and graphics, which, to be fair, made for some truly stunning visuals, there was nothing that really stood out to set this game apart from its predecessor.
There's no stopping that ship now!
With a campaign length of about 5 hours, The Force Unleashed 2 hardly felt like anything more than a downloadable add-on, falling short of the blockbuster it was advertised as.
And then they announced that DLC, which rubbed further midichlorians into the wound. It's just a shame to see a game based on such a fantastic and widely endeared canon such as Star Wars fall far, far away from its potential.
And it's because of that wasted potential that The Force Unleashed 2 is our big claim lame game of the year.
Good game.
I want you to go to the airport and f this pilot.
Good game.
This year, we've lost some of our greatest heroes and companions, so now is the time for us to celebrate their life and achievements with good games in memoriam for 2010.
Now, we tell you this every year. These are massive spoilers, game-breaking spoilers, so we're going to show you the list of games that we're about to spoil for you. If you haven't completed these games 100%, then you might want to step away for a couple of minutes and, I don't know, install something to your hard drive. Just looking at that list of games, Hex, just brings back so many sad memories. Do you think they've gone yet?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start the tape.
It's a me, Mario!
Jason! Jason!
Ain't no trouble.
What is the meaning of this?
The collectors took my people. Time to go get them back.
For those of you who got up and left to avoid the spoilers, don't sit down just yet, because we're about to do the best gaming moment, and if anything is spoilerific, this is. You're warned!
Many games are great, but only a handful have moments so memorable that they'll stay with you for years to come. The nominees for Best Gaming Moment of 2010 are...
Spoilers, 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 spoilers!
The ending of Halo Reach, the ending of Red Dead Redemption, entering the Amiga Relay in Mass Effect 2,
Jason.
pressing X to Jason.
Jason.
So many spoils!
And the winner is... all of them, really.
Yeah, we're calling 2010 the year of dead characters because all of the best gaming moments of the year revolved around the death or potential death of characters we've come to know and love over the course of the game.
In our online poll, the endings of Halo Reach and Red Dead Redemption ran neck and neck, and it's easy to see why. Both had simultaneously sad and uplifting finales in which the hero or heroes that you'd been playing with must inevitably die fighting the insurmountable odds for a good cause.
After the credits had rolled and we'd already saved the day, players found themselves back on Reach, all alone against impossible odds, only able to survive as long as your ammo could hold out.
But I think more than just being a cool post-credit sequence, it resonated with Halo fans on a deep level, as it was that moment of sacrifice by Noble Six that allowed for Master Chief to escape the planet and ultimately win the war against the Covenant. Plus, Six puts up one hell of a last stand.
It didn't take long for Reach to fall. Our enemy was ruthless, efficient, but they weren't nearly fast enough. For you had already passed the torch, and because of you, we found Halo. Unlocked its secrets, shattered our enemy's resolve. Our victory, your victory, was so close. I wish you could have lived to see it.
Red Dead Redemption is basically a eulogy to the Old West, and the ending perfectly captures that idea. After cleaning up a good deal of territories to protect his family, John Marston is betrayed by the government that initially blackmailed him.
Come here, son. Whatever happens, keep the doors locked and your mother inside. Promise me, son. Promise me.
There's a sense that the reason he has to die is because he's a throwback to an earlier, simpler age, and has no place in the modern world of flying machines and government bureaucracy.
In many ways, having John Marston riding off into the sunset with his family would betray the character. He's a hard man and a rather gleeful killer. Just before the final showdown against the army, Marston has a conversation with his son in which he admits that there's not really anything alive that he doesn't enjoy shooting.
Is there anything you don't like shooting, Paul?
Well, I ain't met the thing yet, but as soon as I do, I'll let you know.
John lives by the gun, so it's only fitting that he dies by the gun. It's the only way that such a flawed yet strangely noble character could go.
When I die, don't bury me.
Entering the Omega Relay is the flip side of the coin.
Shepard, I wish I had more information for you. I don't like you heading through that relay blind, but we don't have much choice.
I'm not going alone. I've got some of the best working with me. If we stick together, we'll make it.
The endings of Reach and RDR are predetermined, but the ending of Mass Effect 2 is entirely up to you, the player. As you work your way through the relay, you are constantly forced to send your companions on potentially dangerous missions.
Here, maybe we can send someone in through this ventilation shaft.
Practically a suicide mission. It's your call, Commander. Who do we send into the shaft?
Choose wrong, and a character that you've been talking to, interacting with, and coming to like over the last however many hours could wind up dead.
We need someone with tech skills to hack that security system. Tally, you're up.
I won't let you down.
If you make a mistake, you can even get Shepard killed off, making the lead character in the 2 games absent for the upcoming 3rd.
These simple decisions add incredible emotional impact to what would otherwise have been a fairly straightforward corridor shooter section. The fact that you get to deliver one of the most stirring, kick-ass speeches ever heard before in a game, heading into the relay just puts the icing on the cake.
We don't know how many the collectors have stolen. Thousands, hundreds of thousands. It's not important. What matters is this. Not one more. That's what we can do, here, today. It ends with us. They want to know what we're made of? I say we show them on our terms. Let's bring our people home.
Running through a shopping centre, hammering extra Jason has much of the same impact as entering the Omega Relay, thanks to some very brief but clever lead-up. Jason dies early in heavy rain, but the first 15 minutes or so are spent in a mundane interaction scenario with your family. Rather than taking hours to tell the story of a father and his son, a few simple games in the backyard are more than enough to cement the bond. So when he first disappears, running through a faceless crowd looking for a little boy becomes all that more affecting.
Jason!
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 Good game.
This castle, it's different somehow. And I can't find the princess or hear her beautiful voice.
Good game.
Of course, it's not just games that have glitches. Sometimes, so do brains.
So here are some of theirs. Ours.
Get it right.
Whoa.
Of course, it's not just games that have glitches. Sometimes, so do our brains. So do brains.
See, here are some... Oh, just roll the...
That's utter...
The AI is much better in career mode. You know, the increase in difficulty is vaginal.
Last day, one take wonders. Here we go.
Mobile gaming. In the past few years, it's evolved from simple time wasters, one take wonders. Mobile gaming.
But when you do that, the payoff is...
That's fine.
Yeah, the total shovel...
Mobile gaming. In the past few years, it's evolved from... I can slow it down, can't I?
There was a sharp rise into the research of human-animal hybrids. Heaps of fun with the multiplayer here, and it's great when you ninja someone's balls. Let's do it again.
PlayStation Move.
Yep.
Mobile gaming. In the past few years, to become a legit...
And that is in New South Wales. Australia.
Is Prince... Is...
The Milky Way.
Don't look at me. Is Prince of Persia's sense of time? I can just see him.
What do you? Wait a minute.
What? What is it?
Poop a pouch.
Mobile gaming. Mobile gaming. Mobile gaming. Mobile gaming. Mobile gaming. Yeah. One take wonders.
You're right, buddy. It's pretty close.
You want jelly?
Yeah, give me this one. You do, you got this here. Hello, my name is Jack. Challenges are in this game.
Eat me, Hex. I'm so delicious. For the love of God.
Bollocks.
Yeah, Badge, it really just lets you play on your own terms, and that's what you want to do with your toys most of the time. I know I do.
But are these successes likely to continue?
Whatever. You're welcome a lot.
Imagine
Go.
Whereas wireless controllers use Magics to transmit your inputs through the air. Also, wireless controllers need batteries.
Magics is for pigeons. It's always magic with you, isn't it, actually?
Did you say Magics is for pigeons?
Who knows? Was it true you were Calamity Jane in school?
No.
Yeah, it was. You told me before. You just don't want to sing. Sing some for us. Sing
I
for
just blew in from the Windy City. The Windy City is mighty pretty, but it ain't. God, what we...
That was crap.
Okay, one phrase.
Bridget in Toowoomba, Queensland. I grew up in Toowoomba. I had a cow and goats.
You did?
I did, and they were lovely.
Fine.
We had peacocks as well.
Huh.
They were so pretty.
Okay.
They all died from diseases. One was attacked by a dog, and I watched it get its face ripped off. And it lived for 5 years, and then we put it down because it had maggots in its mouth. It was a really horrible time in my life. this year has seen more great games released than we can waggle a motion-controlled device at.
But next year is looking much more hectic, and no doubt some of these will get delayed or moved, but let's take a look at what is on the virtual horizon. The long-awaited GT5 just came out, and Golden Sun on DS isn't far away either. Little Big Planet 2 promises create your own AI along with some very flexible design ideas.
Dead Space 2 aims to scare the poos into our pants once again, and Test Drive Unlimited 2 as well.
Then in February, the emotive FPS Homefront, which we've had a go of and is looking promising.
Marvel vs. Capcom, Bulletstorm looks painfully interesting.
The Conduit 2 adds to the Wii's FPS pile, and Portal 2 brings co-op to the much-loved game.
We had a go of the beta on Killzone 3 too, and it just looks gorgeous. Plus, the 3D was pretty impressive at E3. Also, Ghost Recon Future Soldier brings some interesting technology extrapolation with its future tech gear.
And of course, Dragon Age 2 goes down a more Mass Effect path, but will it work? There's also the third-person Warhammer 40k game, Space Marine.
Brink brings in a parkour system to FPS shenanigans called SMAR, and we don the super suit once again for Crysis 2.
Blob Underground adds HD graphics and a 2D element to the game. Deus Ex 3, well, we don't need to say any more about that or Barjo will explode.
Quite possibly. There's also Dungeon Siege 3, Fear 3, Infamous 2, Kirby's Epic Yarn, Yakuza 4.
Gears of War 3 is on a boat. Mortal Kombat doesn't have any Batman, but it looks pretty slick.
Luckily, we also have Batman Arkham City. Oh my god. And there's also Rage.
Diablo 3, oh my god.
Duke Nukem Forever. Oh my god.
What about the game, Duke? Was it any good?
Yeah, but after 12 fucking years, it should be.
I'm Alive, Rockstar's L.A. Noire, and Mass Effect 3.
Max Payne 3, Star Wars The Old Republic, which will possibly eat my life, unless it's rubbish.
Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Or is that X Tekken?
Cross Tekken? Zelda Skyward Sword, The Witcher 2, Torchlight 2, woo! And a bunch of 3DS stuff, no doubt.
Plus, there's all of these, which may or may not happen.
That's a lot of games, not even mentioning all the downloadable and mobile games that'll no doubt pop up and surprise us.
Yes, I think our Couch Groove will definitely get deeper next year.
Bring on 2011.
Bring its ons.
All right, it's time for the big one badge. The best game of 2010. Nominations, please.
The nominations are Red Dead Redemption, Mass Effect 2, Halo Reach, and Call of Duty Black Ops. Hex, pass me the results.
I didn't have an envelope, so...
Gary's fine. And just by one vote, the winner is Halo Reach. So congratulations, Bungie. But while Reach was an excellent game and has fairly won the viewer's choice Best Game of 2010, we're going to have to disagree.
I disagree.
And give the official award to the next game down on the list, which means the Good Game Best Game of 2010 goes to Red Dead Redemption.
Yes, while Reach is easily the best installment of one of the greatest gaming series there is, it's still just another Halo, and we've been playing those for 10 years now. Red Dead Redemption, on the other hand, knocked us all back with its amazing attention to detail and real feeling of being something new and exciting.
Yes, Rockstar San Diego crafted a true masterpiece here. And where do we even start? From the gorgeous landscapes, the engaging story, excellent writing, tragic ending, living world, ambitious multiplayer, immense scale, amazing lovely horses, and memorable characters, RDR was easily the standout experience of the year for us. So congratulations Rockstar San Diego, all that hard work really paid off. Hex, I think we should send him Gary. Gary can be the award.
It's a congratulatory prize. Good idea. Don't know if that'll quite make the distance.
Good game.
Well, that's about it for another year. Barjo, come on, it's time to say goodbye.
Hex, I feel like I'm always waiting for Gran Turismo 5, and it's finally here, so I'm just going to review it quickly before we run out of time.
But we have run out of time. Thank you to everyone for voting in the awards, and to the devs who've been so generous with their thoughts and their time, and you for watching and talking to us on the forums, Twitter and Facebook. Good Game and Spawn Point will be back next year in early February with more news, reviews and tutus. So until then, have a happy and safe holiday from everyone here at Good Game. Hex out. And Barjo out, I guess.
Install, you bastard! What are you installing now? Why are you installing the tracks? I already did the installing thing, it took 50 minutes. How hard is it to just load the track? All right, here we go. Yes! Finally. What? What's going on?
Good game.